Alright, and we are off with the first game of tonight. Center College versus Northern Alabama. Big game. This map is Nepal Shrine, too. I haven't seen Center play much on this map before, so it'll be very interesting to see how well they adapt.
Ready for battle. Violence is such a waste of
Very
resources.
interesting comp coming out on the side of North Alabama. Mercy Lucio heals. Not a very common thing that we see. Mainly because they don't heal all that much together. But, you know, anything can work. They're good enough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Send it off the quick TP. Speeding straight to the point. Looks like Center's trying to bunker down the point while North Alabama is trying to figure out a way to get in. The Junkrat spam coming out from North Alabama. It could be quite difficult for him to find nobody, but Blue James with a quick pick on the Genji for North Alabama. Not being able to prevent the res. Center might be a bit of trouble here. Galvanijo taking a lot of damage. Dex are really trying to get in there. The Center has slowed him down so much. It's just an all-out brawl right now. So one team waiting for the other to make some mistakes so they can capitalize. Lucky Cat going for the flank, but not really getting too much off. You can see Center playing really slow. They have the point, so they don't really need to run into them here. They just need to survive. Oh, and Galvanijo going down, but taking the Mercy with him. Dexter coming in with a Shatter, taking out 3. And it looks like North Alabama's going to be able to clean it up from there. Tapping the point for the first time this round. Only took one ult on the side of North Alabama to change the game. They're still sitting on 4, while Center is sitting on almost 4 as well. So the ult economy here will make a big difference in who comes out the winner of this round. Alright, looks like we're speeding straight to the left side of point here. Early Immortality Field coming out from Calky Ghost, but not enough to keep the team in there. It's another ult used by North Alabama. And Center's still sitting on all 4 of theirs, so maybe they can just run them over with their ults here and take the point back. Okay. They don't notice the Lucio peeking out over the top to get a view on what they're doing. They're just once again running straight to point with an early window coming out from Calcagos here. Killing the Reinhardt. That might be enough to clean up this fight. There's 2 ults coming out on the side of Center. And Beat coming out on the side of North Alabama here, but not much they could have done. Alright. Center now full control over the point. Still sitting on 2 ults while North Alabama is also sitting on 2. Which is the question of which ults will be more useful for this game. There's a lot of spam damage coming up from Center here with the Symmetra. Ooh, and Dexter with a quick hit on Galvanijo. Almost took him out. And here comes the beat from Adam. And I think that might be what Center needs to clean up this fight here. Yeah, McDangle also used his own Dragon Blade there. It wasn't enough to turn the fight around for North Alabama. And it might be what Center needs to win the game. They only need 10%. And Galvanijo is sitting on his ult as well. But it doesn't look like North Alabama's going to touch time. And they don't. The first round goes to Center College here. Pretty, it was back and forth at the beginning, but whenever Center was on point, it was very one-sided. Center definitely had the momentum in that round. Alright, Next is, not sure the name of this one, but this is the map that,
Sanctuary, maybe?
Sanctuary, yeah.
I don't know. Could be wrong.
I know there's Shrine, Village, and Sanctuary, and I think the one we were just at was Sanctuary, or Village. So this one is probably Sanctuary. But we do see changes coming out on the side of North Alabama here. They're swapping their Rhine for Roadhog and swapping their Mercy for Kiriko. And both DPS swapped as well. They had a Genji and someone else to a Soldier and a Soldier. It looks like Sinner's just running straight onto them, no hesitation at all, while North Alabama is just rotating to point, trying to avoid all this. They're using her TP early. Ooh, McDaniel almost getting a quick pick on Adam here. Alright, Vector in pretty deep on his own. Oh, just kidding. Sinner's right behind him to back up. Ooh, Galvanijo going straight in with the charge. Quick pin on Dexter, but it isn't enough to turn the fight for North Alabama. And it looks like Sinner takes it here, the first point, getting the momentum once again for them. Alright, Sinner just chilling in this corner, hoping they aren't noticed, while Northern Alabama swaps up on Kiriko for a Zenyatta. Back to Kiriko. Very interesting swaps coming out from Northern Alabama. Lots of spam damage once again coming through that choke with the Soldier and the Cassidy. And yeah, Galvanijo's shield is not doing very well. Ooh, a big slam coming out from Galvanijo, getting him 3 kills right there. For just one ult too. Once again, the ult economy here from Standard College has been really effective. Swapping between ults pretty efficiently and, you know, knowing what they're going to use and when. And we see a swap from the Lucio to a Moira and a swap from the Kiriko to a Mercy. Really holding back the ult proficiency by Northern Alabama. Ooh, with an early hook though on Chunky Ghost. Looks like they're just brawling here. Center College versus Northern Alabama, just straight up duking it out. And it looks like Adam's the only one on center side to make it out okay. Moira jumping off the map on her own, you know, very interesting play. Maybe a strat I'm not know much about yet, but maybe it was just a fear tactic. Who knows? But yeah, Center's able to get back here, and almost back in enough time to contest the point, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough here. An ult pop by Dexter and Lucky Cat for the High Noon and the Hoggle, but it doesn't look like it was enough to even take one of Center's people, while Center's still holding on the 4 ults. This fight could easily turn on Center side as they just decide to pop more ults. And out comes a Death Blossom by Vector here, taking out the Mercy, and then North Alabama's entire team soon follows her. The quick team kill, cleaning up the point by Center College. Center College needs 20 more % on this point. They could take the fight to North Alabama if they wanted to, just to certify that they win this. Alright, here comes the window by Chonky Ghost. I think that's what their plan is, to just hold the fight here so they can't touch. Looks like Moira is going all the way around to see if she can get on the point. But I think she's just too little, too late for the touch. Just kidding, Moira with a clutch touch on point. Center able to rotate in time to stop the cap. Center did not rotate in time. But it doesn't look like it really matters, as Moira gets quickly dispatched on point, and the rest of Center's team is just destroying Northern Alabama in the front choke point. And that round goes to Center College, making a quick 1-0 game for Center. Here we are with Uji James on the Symmetric. Not a pick we see him play very often, but when he does, he seems to be pretty effective with it. With a quick double kill, and then the tracking on the Lucio. Uji James did quite a lot on Sim this round. Alright, and we are off on the second game. Center attacking first. Alright, looks pretty good. Pretty standard comp coming out from Center College, while Northern Alabama is running a very neat comp. Defensive Diva with a Sombra, Genji, Moira, and Lucio. Not something we see very often on defense on Route 60 or on Hollywood. Ooh, Sombra trying to get an early hack off on Galvanijo and almost dying for it. Ooh, but Lucio for Northern Alabama taking a quick loss. And that might sway the whole fight in the side of Center College as Sombra goes down swiftly in the hands of Who's James. Yep, and it looks like Northern Alabama is slowly folding after the loss of their Lucio. And Center is quick to clean up as well. Alright, it was a very interesting play coming out from the Diva there. She just sat there letting herself die. But they were Center College able to cap point before she died, so she got even further spawn than I think she wanted to. Alright, everybody's sitting on, or Chunky goes sitting on cart while everybody pushes into them, supplying that non-stop pressure that Center is known for. Chunky's doing his best trying to keep everyone healed here, but he's really struggling to see them. Like, cart is barely moving because he continues to jump out of the range of the cart. But it's seeming to work. Center's able to get a pick on the Moira here. And I think that could be what Center needs, just run into them, you know, clean up the rest of the fight. Center's playing their time. They are very, very patiently. But two big picks coming out from Center College with both DPS down. Center might be able to push this advantage here. It looks like Galvanijo is very stern on staying on the high ground until his Talkie Ghost gets attacked. Once they have the DMAC and kill on Diva, and North Alabama's not really able to stop the momentum Center's built up here. They just feels like they're all staggering, and you know, not much they can really do about that. Alright, here comes the Coalescence coming out from North Alabama. The Shatter by Galvanijo really shutting her down. Yeah, none of that funny business with when Galvanijo's on. Alright, there was the bomb coming out by Dexter, and it wasn't enough, it didn't kill anyone, so the fight definitely was still in Center's favor. The momentum is just railing onto North Alabama here. They really don't have much that they can do to stop Center's momentum. But two big picks come out from Northern Alabama on the Chunky Ghost and Who's James. Like Galvanijo with a quick cleanup. Reinhardt has a speed boost. There's no stopping him really. He's just a battering ram. Yeah, and we see Center's College sitting on 4 ults here, while North Alabama is only sitting on 2. Those 2 ults, to be fair, those 2 ults could be crucial. EMP paired with the Blade could be devastating to Center College here. But here comes the window coming out from Chunky Ghost here. And, oh, the EMP Blade combo, just what we were talking about, coming out from North Alabama. And that's enough for them to finally halt Center's momentum here. Center's had a non-stop just pressure and momentum on North Alabama, but the EMP Blade seemed to stop that. However, Center only used 1 ult there. They still have 3 they're sitting on to just pile on to North Alabama's team. Alright, out with an early beat by North Alabama. Like, counter beat by Adam, almost getting Ajax there, losing his beat, but he was able to get it off in time. And Who's James getting absolutely bodied on in the back by both DPS, but while they're doing that, Center's cleaning up the rest of the team, so it doesn't really matter if DPS are alive, no one else is. And Lucio really out of position here by himself, and that might, yeah, a quick pick there really halts the, yeah, it really halts the possible stopping that North Alabama might have here. Who's James coming out with another 2 big picks by Who's James. Cleaning up the rest of the round for Center College, winning with a pretty decisive 3.5 minutes left in case they need it.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Alright. Interested to see the defensive comp that Center is going to be running here. They, you know, their comps aren't very, dynamic. They're pretty consistent comp that they usually run. But North Alabama runs a pretty interesting comp, so we're just to see what they run. Like Junkrat on, last point, that's not a very common pick that we see. So it's very fun to see. Looks like my immediate reaction is, wow, Doomfist here in the NECC games. Doomfist is widely considered to be the worst tank in the game, so gotta have some big kahunas to pull out Doomfist in a game like this. And it looks like the comps are pretty similar, other than the Doomfist pick. Looks like Vector's gonna take some off angle here with the flank. Try to get an early pick and then get out of there. It'll be very interesting to see. Or he's just, taking quick pop shots and then leaving. Yeah, and it looks like, this is the problem with Doomfist. He can't really hold the choke very well on his own like a Zarya can. So we won't be seeing much of him just, dueling here. But, when he gets charged up, he can be a menace. The very long stuns. Ooh, but his sustainability is not great though. So quick pick on the Doomfist, and it looks like Sinner's going to press into them here and clean up the rest of North Alabama. Pushing them all the way back into their spawn too. Alright, swap to Junker Queen here off of the Doom. And a swap from the Lucio to Zenyatta as well. I wonder what they're, planning to get this, what value they're going to get from the Junker Queen swap and the Zen swap. I mean, it looks like it's working for the most part. Sinner has been pushed back 2 point rather than the choke. And, there's a lot of space here that North Alabama's not taking. Alright, it looks like Sinner's able to hold them back and get 3 good picks and clean up the rest of North Alabama. Galvanijo really low on health though. With the Lucio right behind, it's hard to die. Dexter swapping off of the Junker Queen as well onto Zarya, and Lucky Cat swapping to Pharah here, making lots of swaps. It's really bad for the ultimate economy for North Alabama for them to be swapping so much, but I mean, if they're going to, change momentum by swapping, then that'll be very helpful. Yeah, but it doesn't look like North Alabama is taking advantage of the space that Sinner is giving them here. Sinner's backed off all the way to point, and North Alabama is not really doing much about it. Blue James with a quick pick on the Pharah here. And it looks like with 2 ults coming out from Center College, it's enough to clean up North Alabama. And like I said before, North Alabama doesn't have any ults because of how quick they're changing characters so much. Like once again, we see a pick change to Mercy here, and the ult has been reset back to 30%. So whether she'll get a Valkyrie or not within time limit left in this game is honestly debatable. While Sinner is sitting on almost 2 ults here, and a beat being built by Adam here. A quick pick on Reinhardt. That might be what Sinner needs to clean up this fight. Ooh, and a Death Blossom coming out by Vector, taking out 2 in the back. And a quick cleanup by the rest of Center College here. Adam's still sitting on his beat while North Alabama finally built their first ult of the game. A window by their Baptiste and almost both their DPS ults. Might be what they need to turn this game around. Alright, North Alabama finally applying some pressure on the center, moving into point as well. With Vector getting a quick pick on the Baptiste before he's able to get out the window here. And here comes the ults from everybody. Nathaniel getting a quick pick on Blue James, but it isn't enough to win the fight for win the fight for North Alabama. And I think that is round 2 going to Center College here. They have 5 seconds of touch, and I don't think they will. Yeah, putting the series 2-0 in favor of Center College. One more game or match point for Center here, making a quick game, and yeah, that'll be really nice for Center. Galvanijo really, he's doing a lot that just, doesn't get fully recognized like in the heat of the moment of the game. But he's been applying a lot of pressure onto Dexter, North Alabama's tank, and it shows. All right, and here we go. Match point for Center College. It looks like they are attacking first here in Circuit Royale, straight up payload map. And it looks like some roles were swapped around for teams here. Lucky Cat now on support, while Azin is on DPS. So maybe the swap is what North Alabama needs to bring this series back home for them. And we see a pretty standard comp coming out from Center College here. The Baptiste Lucio pairing has been something Center is very, very grown close to, and something they hold on to quite a lot. But we do see a Sigma coming out on the side of North Alabama here. And this is a very Sigma heavy map, so maybe that pressure will be what Center College needs, or North Alabama needs. Out of the gate, looks like we're just, playing our time, playing pretty slow. And shields, and, normal game. Oh, Nick Dangle really jumping into something he wasn't prepared for there. Going straight into Center College's team. I don't think he was ready for what he was about to get. Galvanijo going in really low health, though. Confidence in his supports is immaculate. No one is on cart, though. Whenever Center College realizes that. Looks like they do now. Yeah, it got a little bit too heated there in the fight. Alright, we're seeing a swap off of the Hanzo for North Alabama to a Farah. Center doesn't really have anything to deal with her, so we might see a swap coming out on Center side as well. Vector trying his hardest, but shockingly can't reach the Farah up there. Oh, Farah dropped down onto the point, really just throwing herself in there. The Sigma's on cart, but it looks like Center College just moving past him, ignoring him. What's he really gonna do? How scary is he really, Center cleaning up the back line and then folding in on top of the tank. Here we go. Center just once again applying that insane pressure where they just don't let up the gas. Really taking as much space as they want, because who's going to stop them? And it looks like North Alabama's coming out here trying to stop this pressure. Blue Jays back on the Symmetra, just laying in the pressure with her teleporter and her currents. Here we go, Farah flanking here with the kill on Galvanijo. Might be enough. It might be what North Alabama needs to turn this around for them. Both is just supports alive here. And it looks like they're trying to escape. Looked a little, suspicious there, but looks like they were trying to get out of there. Oh, the big slam coming out from Galvanijo here, taking out the Lucio on it and Sigma. Once again, nobody's on cart. Oh, okay, Center College realizing that cart is almost as important as killing the enemy, and has at least one person on it now. Yeah, Center College sitting on 3 ults here, while North Alabama is only on 1. They might be able to build the Junkrat ult pretty fast, but I don't know if it'll be enough to save this fight, at least, as fight's coming up now, fast. Don't think they're ready. Yeah, big Death Blossom coming out by Vector here, cleaning up North Alabama. We're seeing a swap off the Farah here with the Soldier 76. there wasn't really, doing working for, North Alabama. So we're seeing a lot of swaps actually. Swap from Ana to Moira and a swap from Sigma to Orisa. Is this what North Alabama needs to turn this around? Is the question. Alright, who's James laying in the projectiles onto the supports there? Almost getting a pick on the Lucio. Now it looks like North Alabama's taking a very wide route onto, Center College here. Really going to contest the high ground. Quick pick on the Lucio by Galvanijo, and I think the rest of the team will follow here. And Dexter going down, and Center College just keeps pushing the cart. Already just surviving. Can Chagos keep him up here? With the limited amount of heals, it's always a question of whether Chagos will be able to. Oh, Chaggy took the TP, hoping it would save his life, and unfortunately just sent him right back to his doom. Alright, we're seeing the swap of the Symmetra by Who's James. Back to, it's tried and true Soldier. Yeah, but that last fight, North Alabama did use their beat, so they won't have it for Galvanijo's Scatter or Chagos' Coalescence or Adam's beat. But I guess as a compensation for that, they almost have Soldier and Coalescence of their own. So this could be what North Alabama needs to turn this fight around. What 2 quick picks coming up for Center College again? I think that's really putting Center. The momentum's just non-stop. And I think they're really starting to feel it on the side of North Alabama. You have the pick on Dexter, and with how close they are to the cart, or close they are to the objective, final point, I think this might be the route for Center College here. Yep, and there it goes. Once again, with a pretty decisive 2.5 minutes left after pushing 3 whole points. So I'm interested to see how North Alabama is able to combat this, come back from that.
Initiating match.
Circuit Royale. It's such an interesting map for all the buildings that are around here. It's actually really open, really wide open map. And because it is, snipers such as Widowmaker are really good on this map. So the Widowmaker pick by McDangle could really land us in a college more than they think it would.
The world is a dream not yet realized.
That's how you get tonight. That's how you get tonight. That's how you get tonight. I love these cars.
It looks like Center is going for some sneaky, goofy strategies here.
Teleporter materialized.
Yeah, Mario is teleporting on top of the spawn of North Alabama here. And I think they're going for some goofy plays where they just drop on them and start beating them up. Yeah, but here comes the speed by Adam as they just fall on top of North Alabama. Hold W and just left click. Unfortunately, Adam actually gets killed here by the Soldier. He's trying her hardest to escape, but the whole fleet of people chasing after it's kind of hard. McDangle swapping off the Widow to Bastion. This is, I think, the first time Sinners had to deal with a Bastion in the ACC bracket. But it doesn't look like he's able to, even the Bastion's not able to get on spawn. So this could be a bit interesting. And Sinner, trying to take this fight right in front of the spawn door of North Alabama. Galvanijo getting down to 70 health, but he kept alive by the Immortality, but it's not enough. This might be the momentum shift that is needed to change the game, but both DPS are alive, and they aren't done. They are getting picks left and right. Keeping Center. Who is James popping on the Symmetra? Oh my god, both DPS just cleaning up that fight, even down their tank and a healer. Man, The sim turrets are so dangerous and powerful as they can just, sit up there and they slow you, damage you, makes you much easier to hit. It's hard to deal with them. Alright, Symmetra and Reaper really making their presence known here. Oh, Galvanijo coming in with a fat shatter, destroying McDangle on Bastion. And it looks like North Alabama's getting cleaned up here. 15 kill streak for both DPS here. And they're sitting on ults as well. Alright, looks like North Alabama's learned from their lesson before and is no longer leaving through the main exit. Oh, but even then, it still gets a pick on, the supports for North Alabama. And Center's really doing a good job of not letting them leave spawn. Like, there's such oppressive gameplay that we're seeing coming out of Center College here. Every time they, are able to stop a fight, they regroup and get ready to just jump on them again. Alright, looks like they're trying to, rush out a point so they can't die, but Center is ready for it. Hopping down as soon as they hear or see something. Yep, Sombra once again on point, really trying to, push it, get it out of there, but leaving the Moira out all by herself. And, here comes 2 ults on the side of the 3 ults on the side of North Alabama: the Flux, the Transcendence, and the Bastion ult. But I don't think it's enough to even secure 1 pick here. The amount of pressure and heals that the supports are putting on as well is just insane. And it looks like Center is, taking a regular fight now to choke rather than trying to, play on top like the spawn of North Alabama.
30 seconds remaining.
Alright, the TP up to high ground, and it looks like all Center's going up there. Coalescence coming out by Lucky Cat. Ooh. It looks like a Center's taking a lot of damage here, and down goes Adam. But we've seen Center come back from this. Yet Galvanijo take 2 down, but I don't think Center needs their supports here. They are just laying into the rest of the team, and even down both supports, Center is putting, real emphasis on the North Alabama, and it looks like that is enough to secure the round for Center College. Yeah, the amount of pressure they were putting on North Alabama there was suffocating, and we see the fruits of their labor here now. Center College taking a clean 3-0 series on Northern Alabama. Stay tuned for the next game at 9 o'clock, about an hour. Yeah, who can forget? Who's James on the Symmetra just lasering down the enemy team here. Oh man, the tracking on Sim is so good. Something very underappreciated, but very nice. Good games to both teams, and yeah, we'll see you guys at 9.